All right, hey guys, what's going on? I'm Ron, and today this might seem really basic, but if you've never done it, you've never done it. So we're going to give you some really basics on how to put a fin in, but also what does it mean? When to use certain fins, when to use the placement of fins, and what does all that mean with the performance of your board? So let's dive right in. So this might seem basic, but this is a center fin. They come in different heights. Generally, the longer the fin, the more your board's going to track straight. The shorter the fin, the more it's going to kind of zigzag. So let's start off with that. This is super basic, but if you've never done it, you've never done it. So make sure you put it in. A coworker of mine always says, put it in like a shark fin and not like a rhino. So if it was like this, the board would swirl all over the place. So start off, put it in like a shark fin. It has these little nubs in the back, if you can see those two little bronze nubs. And if they're not centered for some reason, just center it in between the fin. And it goes in that little slot, and then it slides in a little chamber. Okay, let's go with the types of screws. So this is a hand-tight screw. It has a plate. This one has your screwdriver head screw with a plate. We use both of them in different style boards, so it doesn't really matter. But how you do this is you slide the little plate in the chamber there, and it slides back and forth. I usually put it on the screw, just one thread, and then feed that in there. And then take the screw out. Now I have the screw. Now I already have this in the chamber. I just line the two up, and I put the screw back in through the fin, and I tighten. Pretty basic, pretty simple. I know you probably already know that. Now let's look at what it means, where the fin should be in your track. If you don't know, just put it in the center. But on a paddleboard, you probably won't notice a huge difference. But if you move it all the way forward, the board is generally more maneuverable, meaning it will more sway through the water. If you were trying to turn around a tree, it would do that as well easier. If you move it way back, the board will track straighter. So the board will track in a line straighter. It won't zigzag as much. That's fin placement. You probably won't notice a huge difference, but that's what it means. You want it to track straighter, pull it further back. That's it on the center fin. If you have an outfitter and you have rental boards and stuff, most of the time just use a center fin. The side fins are more for surfing. They will add a little bit of stability, but not a whole lot. But let's get into the side fins. So if you look at the side fins, you want to put them together so that they look like they match, like they're touching each other, and not like this. See how they don't look right, they don't fit right. And then that way, if you have them together like this, rule number one, you just take them, you put the right one on the right side, the left one on the left side. So let's talk about how to do it wrong. So if you put it in that way, they have a cant to them. So it's called cant, and it means basically that the fins are slightly out like that, like their elephant ears are out to the side. So that's what you want. And basically what that does is if you flip this around, it digs into the wave if you were turning on a wave or trying to turn. If they were the other way around and the cant was in, that is wrong. So you want the cant out. And they already have the cant set in the fin box. So here's the next tool. It's a little kind of a little Allen wrench key. This one's Futures, but they come in a lot. You just want to, this is just a set screw. So you just want to loosen it up enough so that you can get the fin in. So now I take the fin, the one that's supposed to go on that side, has a little nub in the back that goes into the back section. So you slide that in and back. And then if that screw is out of the way, you can push the fin down. Now the fin is in, but you need to tighten the set screw. So all that set screw does is it sets in that little nub in the front to keep it from moving. So now it can't come out. You do that on one side, you do that on the other side. If you notice, you probably can't see from that angle, the cant is out. That's rule number two. Also, these fins are towed in, so that if you look down your board, it's not as important for you just putting the fins in, but if you were actually manufacturing the board or putting the board in, they have a toe. So the toe goes in towards the center of the nose. The angle of that toe also matters. So if it's towed in less, meaning it's straighter, the board is going to track straighter. It's actually going to have more speed too. So it's not going to have as much drag. Reverse of that would be towed in more. you can see now it creates more drag across the bottom of the board, but it also makes it more maneuverable. So more toe in, more drag, but more maneuverable, straighter, faster, more drive, but less turning ability. So you don't really need to know that much on the toe because you're not setting the toe. You're just putting the fins in. They're already set. But that's just a little extra you got there, a little extra credit. So that's it. And then taking them out as well. When you have a hose, rinse off the boxes and stuff like that. Keep them clean. Take care of your board. And I will see you on the next tips and tricks. It's not really called that, but all right, see you next time.